Hello everyone. On this demonstrative video, we will cover how you can have different configuration for the local viewer and the remote secure viewer. The different configuration in this case will be that we need the secure viewer in full screen, while the local viewer should have the title bar, the maximize, minimize, and close buttons, and other viewer configuration that we can apply. The idea is having a different configuration in both the secure viewer and the local viewer, uh, because some customers require that specifically. Let's start. What I will do now is create a new project. I will be call it different div config. It's just a name. You can select any product type, any resolution. The security system, we don't need it, so I will disable it. The next option, the next step is insert the screen. I will call it. I will just change the background color to something like this, for instance. So let's save it. We call it main and set it as a startup screen, and that's it. By default, with this, the viewer will start in full screen mode. So you can see here, I have the screen covered by this purple color. So what I can do is change the configuration for the viewer. So maybe we can have a title bar, maybe we can have the control boxes for minimize, maximize, or close. So with that, we can have this different configuration for the viewer. So I can resize it, move it across the screen, maximize it, or close it directly. So we need both configurations, one on the local viewer and the other in the secure viewer. So for now, I will leave the default options enabled. So let's disable the title bar. And what I can do now, what I will do now, it's go to the project folder. I will go to the project folder here, and I will do a backup of this app file. So let's backup it. And let's create a copy of it, and let's rename the copy to something like default viewer settings. Default viewer settings. The name is not relevant. It's something that I'm changing because I wanted to call it like that way, but it's something not mandatory. So the next step will be change the configuration again for the viewer. Now let's enable the title bar, the minimize, maximize, and close buttons. And after that, we can create a new copy of the AVP file. On this case, we will call it config title bar enabled. So at this point, we can close the IDE. What we can do now is open one of those applications. So let's open InduSoft one more time. So what we can do now is open one of those applications. So it was div config. Inside we have two. We have the default viewer settings and title bar enabled. If we open the default viewer settings, it should have the default viewer settings. So if we start the runtime will start in full screen. In the same project folder, if we open the other app file, which is the title bar enabled, the other app, we can start the viewer, and you will see that the viewer has the title bar enabled and the control buttons here enabled also. So That's the idea, having two APP files. And what you can do after that, since everything is currently working, you can delete the original APP, so you can have two only. And for let's say that you want the full, sorry, the local viewer in full screen. So what you can do is open the default settings, default viewer settings. So if you start the viewer, it will start in full screen without title bar or nothing, just full screen. And the secure viewer, you can configure it. Let's get the secure viewer. You can configure the secure viewer to use the other app file. So let's go to it and let's change this. So you have default viewer settings on or title bar enabled. So you can select title bar enabled to save the changes. And when you start the viewer after that, the secure viewer will start with the title bar and the buttons here, the control buttons here enabled, even when the local viewer is set to full screen without title bar, the secure viewer will have a different configuration. In the same way, you can maybe for the local viewer, you can use the title bar for the local viewer. So let's start it. Title bar for the local viewer, and the secure viewer can be configured to use the title bar enabled app. Sorry, the default configuration, the default viewer settings app. So you can select this, save the changes, and start the viewer. You will see that the viewer will start in full screen mode without the title bar. Meanwhile, the local viewer has the title bar there and the control buttons enabled. So basically, that's the way how you can have the local viewer and the secure viewer using different configuration. The recommendation in this case is apply this configuration at the end of the project development. This should be the last step to do on your development because you might want to avoid changing something on the app in the first app and having a different configuration on the other app file. The idea is having the same configuration in both, but changing just what you need different for the viewer. So this should be done again at the end of all the configuration. It's something that you might want to have at the end. So all the app, so both apps might have the same configuration for the whole project, for the global project, but might have different configuration for the local viewer and the secure viewer. On this case, is the configuration for the viewer in general, but you might have different configuration, and one will be used for the secure viewer and the other one for the local viewer. So that's it for now. If you have any question, leave a comment below or reach me out. I will be happy to help.